sorry. That went faster than I thought. Good morning, everybody. I had to just ask Eric, I was like, is today the 1st or the 31st? He says it's the 31st. So we're saying goodbye to July, my friends. So for many of us, we think that means summer is over. At least for those of us, I won't say in Florida, but because school starts so soon, it feels like, okay, now it's like August is back to school. But for many of you, you still have an entire month left of summer. So yay for you. So good morning, everybody. As always, happy to have you. Thank you for joining in. We are enjoying our coffee. Today's mug says, what does it say? Less Monday, more coffee. But here's the thing. It's left-handed and right-handed compatible. So as a lefty, I can see it, and so can you. So good morning, everybody. Actually, the coffee is really good this morning. It's the perfect amount. So anyway, so we have a really busy show. You know, at first we thought, we don't know if we're going to have a lot. And then as always, Eric's putting it together. He's like, oh my gosh, we have so much. So we never get to some of the segments that we want to, because all of a sudden I look up at the little clock on the computer and it's like, oh, it's already 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, well, we'll scratch that one for today. So I'm going to try to talk less, inform more. How about that? So Eric's laughing. All right, he comes. This is what I deal with all the time. All right. Anyway, so we do. We have a lot. So if I did not get to you guys, first of all, Carly Hess, I have to put you up and say good morning. Good morning, Carly Hess. Are you back from your fun weekend, Miss Bachelorette weekend? She has some stories to tell, I'm sure, but we're not going to have you tell them on coffee time. You can text me later and tell me privately. Anyway, so we have a lot going on today. We have a lot of information, a lot of updates, honestly, just a lot of everything. So with that, let's go ahead and get to what's brewing, shall we? I think we should. Okay, so by the way, before I get to the what's brewing, so many of you have now since texted and I haven't said good morning to you. So if I missed you, gosh, there's so many of you. Ben, Pam, Barbara, Carly, L. Roberts, good morning, Allie, Tracy, Ernie from Reserve at Carriage Point. Hello, neighbor. Richard, I said Tammy, good morning, Tammy. And then Michelle, you said you have no, it's not a common name where you are. So we actually have someone, crazy story. I had a student with that last name in Virginia when I was a dance teacher. And then my son knows someone with that last name in Virginia. So it was just kind of funny because it's not a very common name for sure, but ironically, I now know 3 of you. And Laura, so if I missed you, I am so sorry. Good morning. But let's get to our what's brewing. So first of all, yesterday we worked, all right, Pam is asking for some breaking news. Oh, why do you encourage it?
Amy, hello from the kitchen, just across the counter from you. It's Eric Kidwell reporting live. Pam Nicholson is my kind of people. People like the breaking news thing. It's cool. Thanks, Pam. I appreciate you looking out for me. Reporting from the kitchen, Eric Kidwell, Coffee Time Live.
Okay.
Hey, put her comment up, though. Let me just fix something over here.
She wants to Eric's fixing something.
Yeah,
so I'm putting it up so that you can, you got to move it so it's not right there.
There we go.
I got you. You're so fancy.
Sorry.
What would I do without you, dear? Okay, anyway. All right, everyone's laughing at you now. Yes, it is exhausting. Anyway, so.
My graphic is cool.
It is very cool.
I like my graphic.
Are you doing it again? I was like, his hand went for that little keyboard over there. All right, whatever you call that thingamajig. Anyway, so our update. So our what's brewing topics rather. Okay, so pool day. So yesterday we had some work we had to do in the morning. We had some contracts we need to finalize yesterday, right, Carly? Had to get some things taken care of, and then. So it's funny because the company that built our pool is coming to take some pictures of our pool for their own website, social media, their whatever, their little catalog type thing, or their gallery of photos. I don't know. Well, all day I was thinking they were coming yesterday. So after I finished work, I went out and I started weeding. Out, we have the flower beds inside of the pool area as well as outside of the screen. And so I was trying to get to some of those that were inside, because we did realize, turning these, good morning, everybody. We realized that it's possible, I'm just turning the ringers off. It's possible that with Molly, our cat, it's possible that maybe she got into some Roundup. We still don't know what her situation is that caused her kidney failure. She's doing much better, by the way. But we didn't obviously want to put any more, pesticides or chemicals out there. So I was weeding, moved a plant, gazillions of ants, bit my feet all up and jumped in the pool. And anyway, so Eric was out there, he was weeding, and everything was looking so pretty for this picture. And then it was about lunchtime, and I said, why are we not in the pool? And Eric's like, why aren't we in the pool? And I'm like, well, because they're coming for a picture, and I don't want to get everything all wet. And he's like, they're coming tomorrow. And I'm like, oh. So I was like, well, then we should try to enjoy the pool. So that is exactly what we did. And we get those opportunities so rarely. I mean, Eric will go out there at night and try to relax a little bit, but the actual, Elizabeth came down, we were just floating around in the pool, and we always do our little treasure dive, which is our little tradition, which is exhausting, by the way, but it's really good exercise. It's a lot of fun. And then by the time we finished that, we just sat on the floaties for a while. I think Elizabeth pretty much fell asleep on one. So we had a pool day. So I want to give you a picture of this. Was Penny on pool day yesterday. So she loved it. She, boy, that dog, I tell you what, she will jump in and retrieve some of the toys, but then she also just swims around. She looks like a little alligator, and then she'll just swim around, turn around and swim back. And we have the sun shelf on one end, and then we have a little bench shelf on the other. And so sometimes she'll just go and she'll sit on one end or the other. And even Maggie was getting into it yesterday. So it was a very much needed day of, it wasn't even the whole day. It was 3 or 4 hours. It was a pretty decent chunk of the afternoon, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you, honey, for giving us a pool day. What?
Hi, Amy. Breaking news from across the countertop. FedEx is here, and Paige just texted. They're in town. They made it across the country, and she says your hair looks pretty. So that's our breaking news. She'd also like the breaking news. Also, yes, I have a Diet Coke for you that I'm going to bring across.
I would like that.
Reporting from across the countertop.
Oh my gosh.
This is Eric.
Guys, do
with
not
a Diet
encourage
Coke.
This behavior. Thank you, dear. All right, so Paige is, are they here? Or are they still driving?
The boys are here. No, they're here.
Oh, hey, Paige. And thank you. This is so funny you mentioned my hair. Okay, so yesterday, so I used to always curl my hair because I'm of the generation that you had your little, that green and white curling iron that you had. I had to curl your hair every day before you went to school. And so I used to do that forever. And then finally, just with the Florida humidity, I was like, it's absolutely a waste of time for me to do that. So then I just started to straighten it. And that's really what I do. But full disclosure, women, you'll appreciate this. Some men. After yesterday, we were in the pool all day. So then I jumped in the shower. My hair was just soaking wet. So I just pulled it up in one of my little claw clips. And honestly, I was just too lazy yesterday to blow dry it afterwards. So then when I woke up today, it was a hot, hot mess, y'all. So I was like, well, I don't know if just the straightening will work. So I just threw the curling iron on. What?
No, I'm not doing breaking news.
He's coming over. I'm scared now.
I want to go inside the marriage for a minute. So it's okay to, I hope it's okay to say this because I'm going to say it. Sometimes Amy, she works really, really hard, right? She works really hard. So you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some days she looks at her calendar and she goes, oh my God, I'm so happy. And I'm thinking she's like, okay, I have a day off. I could do whatever. She's like, I don't have to shower. It just makes me laugh. I think it's very cute. No, because it's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. People don't understand. I can't just jump in the shower. I mean, most people can't just jump in the shower and then be ready in 5 minutes. Right. We could be getting ready to start coffee time. And he's like, I'm going to go jump in the shower. I'm like, it's 5 minutes for me pushing the button. And then he can go jump in, jump out. And it's a little bit more of a process for the rest of us. And so yes, there are days when I'm like, if I don't have to see anybody and I shower the day before, great, thanks.
I think it's cute. On that note, so busy. I want to go to the next thing on the thing because people have been so kind and so nice about what to do about how busy you are, in particular, and me. Mm-hmm. So what's the next news, Amy? It's not...
Sorry. My bad. Wrong button. So yes. So yeah, that really was a great segue. Great intro, baby. So we talked, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but we have talked before, us together on coffee time, as well as, I chit chat with my clients, and we're always talking about things. And, we talked about the concept of a team, and that's not what we are. It's me. And then, Eric got his license. And so now it's Eric and myself. We've always had Yanil assisting us when we initially started to get super, super busy, and we realized that there are just physical days where we cannot be everywhere. If you've got 2 closings scheduled at the exact same time, nobody is going to reschedule a closing for the realtor, right? But it is important to me that we try to be there. And so, we have an extra set of hands that are lovely, capable, competent, responsible, fabulous. But then we were talking about, how would you feel if we did have other people, and everyone says the same thing, which I knew you would, which is, you don't want to feel like you're being handed off to somebody else. If you resonate and connect with that person, however you do, that's hopefully the person that you're going to be working with. And I've heard way too many comments from people going the opposite direction, where they may have called someone and never got to speak to that person. So that means if that happens, though, guys, like, we have no life, and we already don't have much of a life, but that's okay. Our life is our clients. But you also were very, very, very sweet. And you're like, you guys need some time off. Maybe if you do this, maybe if you do that. So we have come to a decision. Now's where the breaking news should come in. A decision. Put it on the graphic.
I know, but it automatically comes to me.
Automatically comes to him on breaking news. Okay, wouldn't you know? So what we have decided to do, and this is going to start, I think, August 11th. Is that right, dear?
Yes.
We are going to have Fridays off. So we were kind of joking with my gal Friday. We're going to Yanil, who always assists and helps us when we can't be in 2 places at once. We have had to, we have to. And I hope my clients understand there has to be 1 day a week where we can focus on family. We can have a moment to recharge ourselves, and to remember the things and enjoy the things that we're working so hard for, if that makes sense. And so, we debated on what day of the week, and I'm like, I think Friday was always, it used to be kind of our family game night. It used to be a time, our son and daughter-in-law, they'd come over, maybe have dinner. And so we're going to try to get back to that a little bit more. And so Friday is going to be the day where, if something is scheduled real estate-wise that cannot be moved to a different day, then on Friday it will be Yanil, whether that's a walkthrough, whether that's a closing, whether that's, a phone conversation. If you are in town and you're going to be here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you'll be with me Thursday and you'll be with me Saturday, but you're going to be with Yanil on Friday. And I think that that's a fair way to do it. And all of you said, and this is our biggest thing, is setting that expectation up front. So this actual Friday page that we have is in our Working with Amy guide. If you have not worked with us before, really, we have a really good nailed down process and procedure. And once we get a client, one of the first things that they get is a link to the calendar for our phone call. And then, a nice PDF about, working with Amy, what it's like, what we need to do, some steps you can do in advance, just a lot of good information. And so we've added this page, so that we can set that expectation up front. So in the comments, if you'll be kind, but let us know what you think about that. Like, in all honesty, I just saw somebody saying, great idea, Amy, you guys do need breaks. And the truth is, I agree. And we just don't get them. We don't take them even when we could, would, and should, because we have such an overwhelming sense of responsibility. But yeah, so I think that, please tell us in your comments, especially those of you that are former clients and those of you that are, current clients or new clients, how you feel about that. Because, by the way, knowing this in advance means that we can work around things, right? Doesn't mean that any listing is going to go unattended. It doesn't mean any buyer that's in town is going to go unserviced. It doesn't mean any communication is not going to happen. It just means that it will either happen before or after Friday, or if it has to happen on Friday, it'll be Yanil. And of course, Yanil does have our 911 number, so it's okay.
Yeah. Hey, so first of all, you guys are so nice.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Don't make me cry.
So part of the thing was we were like, we really just, it kind of came up on a conversation here, and then we're like, hey, you guys are so nice. And one of the things that's on the little page that you saw up there, there was a year, like a recent year, last year, Amy worked 363 days, and the 2 days she had off were with no real estate stuff that happened. You would think it'd be like Christmas. No, it was our daughter Allie. It was her rehearsal and her wedding.
Right.
She turned the phone off. That's not super great. That doesn't make me feel great about things. So we appreciate you commenting, and we're going to try that, see how it goes. Yeah. We're starting on the 11th because Beth, if you're watching today, Beth has her final walkthrough on Friday the 4th. So we're like, well, we can't do that.
Well, no, we have Carrie and Buck and Beth. They both have closings. So I'm gonna be at the DHI title that day because I have 2 closings with the same builder on the 4th. I'm like, well, I can't start that day because I need to continue to hug my people. But further out, that's just going to have to be.
Breaking news from across the kitchen. I pushed the wrong button.
Okay.
You should do wishes now because that's a good.
I am. But I was going to say something and now you took my train of thought. I know. No, it's not that. But it was really good. Let me think. All right. Well, we'll do wishes until then. All right. So let me go to wishes. Well, we didn't finish brewing. I'm just going to keep going. All right. So the brewful. So what? Yeah. So anyway, so the 1 day off, again, thank you. Let us know kind of how you think, what you feel on that. And then, oh my gosh, there was something that was so important I was going to say about that. No, that's okay. But my train of thought is so bad. No, it was about Fridays. Okay. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, all right, let's move on to palm trees. Was it Marsha last week that was asking about palm trees? Okay, so Marsha, this is for you. Not Marsha, sounded like the Brady Bunch. Marsha. Love that show. Anyway, so we, Marsha, I believe, asked about palm trees, and we are by no stretch of the imagination experts. A little bit of experience from either landscaping our first home or landscaping this home, but more importantly, the landscaping that we've done in and around the pool, including some new landscaping that was just installed since our coffee time last week. And what happened to the camera? It just went away. I don't know. I'm black now. Okay. It's okay. Let me go to that one. Oop. Anyway, so I'll just keep talking while Eric is. Okay. Oh, okay. Eric's working on it. Anyway, so we did have some landscaping that was done out in the pool area over this past week. And so again, talking with our landscaper, we learned some new palms, and with his suggestion was the perfect one. And so I can't wait to show you that. But this one is just about some basic palm tree information. So let's go to that. So palm trees. So tips for palm trees. That beeping would be the coffee pot that's going off now. Yeah, and I gotta fix this. He's got. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, we've always. Just one of our cameras died, but it's okay. Camera died. Oh, that's not nice. Okay. Anyway, so the palm trees. So the first thing is pick the right palm tree for you. And if you don't know what they are, you need to enlist the help of someone who does, right? If you're like, oh, I'm just going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or to a local nursery and try to figure that out, well, talk to the people there. Hopefully they've got some knowledge. A lot of it needs to be about where you're going to put it in the yard. And so we're going to kind of talk about these different things. So number one, pick the right palm, because not every palm tree is going to thrive in the environment. So think about that aspect of it. Again, talk to the people who know what they're doing. Number two, pick the right spot. So plant your palm tree based on the height that they'll be over the next few years, not how high they are when they start. So that's important to know too, because if you're just trying to make something look pretty, that's great. If you're trying to accentuate or camouflage something in your yard, then you want to be planning accordingly, right? You want to think about, how tall does the tree get eventually? But more importantly, how is it going to be within these next 3 to 5 years, right? So that's important too. So pick the right spot. Number three, consider the maintenance. Oh my gosh, consider the maintenance. If you don't have someone who does your lawn, a lot of times your lawn or your landscaping companies will cut down the dead palm fronds and things like that. But I think Eric's got us fixed now. Okay. He's like, look here. I'm like, on my head, my neck. Anyway, so Oops, but he moved my thing now, so the maintenance. So I'm going back to the maintenance thing. So consider the maintenance. Some homes are self-maintaining while others take a lot of work. And I think that's really important. So again, if you have a landscaping crew, you might want to check with them as to whether or not they will on their own do that, or if it's something you need to add to your service. Interesting tidbit. I did not realize this, but when we had our landscaping done, our landscaper said, we have a company called Massey that does all of our pesticide, termites, lawn, all that kind of stuff. Not lawn maintenance, but like the chemical aspect of things, the spraying the house for the bugs and spiders and wasps and all that jazz. But they actually have a service that you can have them come and treat the palms. And I think they do that. I think he said it's like once every 6 months, which is a good thing to spray those palm trees. So I didn't know that, so I learned something new. So consider the maintenance. And Eric actually does a lot of this. So he says, there are some of them where when the palm frond is, for whatever reason, when it's done, when it's ready to fall off, it will dip down. And we have been told that as long as the leaves on it or the fronds are still green, don't chop them down, because that is still feeding and nurturing the tree itself. Once it's all starting to be brown and shrivelly, that's when you can take that palm frond off. So anyway, so consider the maintenance. And if they're super tall, are you going to be able to do that? Or are you going to need to get a professional to come do that? So think about that with the palm trees. Don't forget the water. Add bubblers to your irrigation if you can, especially for those big trees. So that's really important too. If you think about your lawns here in Florida come with an irrigation system, right? Your front yard, and most of the time in a backyard as well, although there are some counties that have some restrictions with that. So double check where you live. But in most cases, you're going to have a fully irrigated lawn. So your landscaper can tie into those irrigation lines. Things like this seem super complicated to me, but if you know what you're doing, apparently the landscapers, they've tapped into ours. They rerouted it for our pool, the whole kit and caboodle. So pretty easy to do in that regard. But yeah, so to Eric's point, kind of with the little graphic, is that you're going to want to make sure that you don't have to personally go out there with a hose and spray it down. You're going to want to make sure that you're giving it the consistent watering that it needs, not too much, not too little. Again, get the advice of your landscaper and get that irrigation line bubblers there to water it. Number 5, okay, this cracks me up. Don't forget the lighting. This is so true, so true. So palm trees are just made for what do you say? Palm trees are just made for dramatic lighting with angle and color. So here's the thing. This is the truth. So I have to go back to my dance teacher days. So if you have ever participated in dance, or if your children have participated in dance and you've had to purchase costumes. Okay, even if you haven't, if you've ever purchased a princess costume from Disney, those costumes come with the costume for the body, but then there's usually always like a headpiece or a crown or a tiara. There's usually shoes. There might even be some other embellishments. It's those extra embellishments that actually makes the costume. And I used to have to tell my students this all the time, because they'd have this awesome costume and like a wonky headpiece. And like sometimes the kids are like, why am I wearing a feather on my head? Or what's this crazy thing? The reality is that costume is pretty as a standalone, but it shines when you put those extra elements on it. So if I translate that to Eric's love of lighting, that absolutely is the truth. I mean, the lighting that he has added to not only the interior pool area, but that he has added on the exterior perimeter, and now in the new little landscaping area that we have, it really does make it look it's just incredible. It really gives it a mood, and it accentuates it. It doesn't just hide in the night. It actually is really kind of lit. Anyway,
thanks. Hey, I wanted to touch on. So we have a script for it. We have to shoot this week. We're going to do a landscaping video, kind of like our pool video on what things cost and everything. So you'll get to see. Probably next week is when we'll debut it or whatever. But to show you kind of what we did in our pool and what we did around, and the actual cost of it. And Amy's not allowed to see the cost of the lights that I put on the pool because it was significant.
That's okay. It honestly, it makes a difference. And, but yeah, so we do have that one, coming up. And then the last one, he cut me off right before the last one, but that's okay. Pick a purpose. And this is really important too. Are you trying to build privacy, make a visual statement, or just create a vibe? And that's kind of what I mentioned a little while ago. Are you just trying to pretty up the front yard? Is there a power line behind you that you're trying to kind of camouflage that? Is there a particular view that is just stunning and you want to accentuate it by framing it, right? So there's so many different things that you can do with landscaping. And we have such a large variety of palms, which we're going to go to next. So here's a few that you might want to consider. So let me see. Oh, okay, here we go. So this is a foxtail palm. Try to get comfortable in my seat here. So this is a foxtail palm. This is probably one of my favorites. It's self-pruning, single, double, and triple. So the one that you see in the picture is a dual trunk. It's a double. You can have a single trunk, you can have the double trunk, and you can have the triples. Now, full disclosure, when we did those beautiful foxtail palms, excuse me, behind our pool area, we originally wanted the triples. And when we spoke to our landscaper, you know, again, this is why you talk to a professional. I think I know what's going to be pretty, but he knows what's really going to work. And he said, you know, the triples might be too much. You might want to think about a double. And so what we did were the doubles, and he was 100% correct. So that is a double foxtail palm, one of my favorites. When it says the self-pruning, that's kind of what we were talking about with when, for whatever reason, whether it's wind, whether it's lightning strikes it, whether it's just it's served its purpose, and that palm frond starts to dip down, then it's time to not just cut it, wait for it to get brown. But when it does, it's kind of telling you, and then sometimes they just fall off themselves. Sometimes you have to cut them. Eric wanted me to be sure to point out, you see the little two white, I call them like spires, but I don't know what the actual term is, but the new shoots that are popping up. I love seeing those because that's just the more palm fronds that are getting ready to open. So those are cool. This one is a Christmas palm. It's a good combo, single, double, triple, again, similar.
Just bang through 'em.
Oh yeah,
you're doing good.
I was talking. Do you hear
You're doing
this?
great.
I'm literally talking.
Producing.
I understand, and he's like, I'm like, I was talking, and he's like, move on to the next one. I'm like, I was finishing Christmas palm.
I was giving you a hand signal.
Durable big seed sacks, Areca palm.
No. It's actually a queen palm.
Then you know what? Then you did it wrong.
Give me a hand. Give me a hand signal.
I'll give you a hand signal. All right. Okay. Moving on. Ponytail palm, visually interesting. So that was wrong. Eric was wrong on the other one. Anyway, so the ponytail palm. These, I think, look a little weird personally, but in the right situation, they serve a great purpose. But if you think about the ponytail palm, it absolutely is. It's indicative of its name. This one is the Canary Island date palm. Love this one. We have one of these. We're going to show you in our landscaping thing. I think this is really cool. It's referred to it like as a pineapple, right? Because the bottom of it looks like a pineapple. Really, really cool. Tremendous palm fronds. And I was told, just this is important, so stop with the like trying to hurry me along.
I wasn't. I was going to say make the point that you're about to make.
From our landscaper, these palms all have these seed sacs, and these are going to have dates in the sac. So when they fall, you're going to have dates everywhere, and that's dangerous for pets. So we have one, and he said the main thing you have to do is when you see those seed sacs, you cut them off before they basically, nature has them fall out and about. So just keep that in mind. And then this one is the Robolini, which is a pygmy date. It's a great landscaping palm. It's just kind of like a little miniature version of that one. Same thing, little pineapple looking trunks. We have a few of these back in our pool area as well. So all sorts of different palms. Eric did a good job, except the one where he messed it up. All good though. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to move on to something else. I do have some questions. That's what I was going to do. God, I swear.
Okay.
Interrupts me all the time. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me see what I got. Well, Pam asked about breaking news. We already did that one. All right, Rob. Only if you want to deal with it. What is the disposition on the overpriced home? Just really curious over it. It's still there. I think it's 1.2 million now.
They lowered it by $50,000.
They lowered it by $50,000 again. It's still sitting there. And I think as we talk about it, when I say this, it's probably not going to matter much to you, but there is a floor plan called the North Haven, which there is one of those available that is an Emerald Series home, which for this community, the home that is overpriced is not an Emerald Series. It has a rear neighbor, and it's just kind of an interior thing. There is a North Haven that has a pool that is on the lake with a larger lot with a tile roof, and that one is 1.3, I think. 1.35, which is still high, but a little bit more. I can talk about that one. Like that's like we can have a conversation about why that one might be worth that much. So yeah, that other one is just still crazy overpriced. Not really sure why, but it is what it is.
One of the things that we keep coming back to that house because we mentioned it one time.
Yeah.
It's not the only overpriced house around.
No. By no stretch of the imagination. It was just one that we mentioned, and Rob has really taken a liking to that one. I like it. I like that you guys actually pay attention. Susie Q was listening in the cars. I have to go into work today, but good for you both. You need to have a day off. Burnout is not good. We'll listen to thank you very much. We appreciate that. Very much appreciate that. Ron, hey Ron. Concerning solar panels installed on a new build, does it void warranty? Existing home, what's the effect on homeowners insurance? Roof repairs, is it difficult to find a qualified roofer? So here's the thing, we do not have solar panels. So whenever I speak of this from the realtor's perspective, not as one who has actually purchased these. But so yes, so there are some concerns when you have solar panels. The first thing is, when you start messing with the roof, now, there's a situation with a warranty that could be in jeopardy, right? Because you have now made changes to their shingles or tiles or whatever it was that, however your roof is, you've now put something on top of it, which is going to be a problem with the actual warranty itself. The homeowner's insurance, I don't really know about that, Eric. Do you know?
What's the question?
Well, like if you have solar panels, does that affect your homeowner's insurance? Like, because now you have to insure the solar panels as well. I don't really know.
I mean,
I would imagine it's going to affect it to some extent. How much, I don't know. But I would imagine you definitely have to, have those insured. And I would imagine that would increase the homeowner's insurance. And I also tell people, when you talk about solar panels, and this is why we struggle with this a little bit, our power bill is high. It's high, and we're still trying to figure out exactly why. We have AC people coming. As soon as Dawson goes off to college, we're going to get them in there and figure out what's going on with his room. But, part of it is because it's a larger home. Part of it's because we have the pool and elements like that. So you have to think with solar panels, are you doing it for an immediate return or are you doing it for a long-term investment? Because if you're only going to be here for a few years, you may not really reap all of that, right? When you go to sell a home that still has a lease or still has the payments on those solar panels can make it a little bit more difficult to sell. So there's definitely some pros and cons. But definitely text me. We can talk about that. And some of these answers that I don't know, I'm happy to follow up for you. But I will tell you, that's usually the biggest thing that I notice is when people get solar panels and then they move a couple of years later and they still owe a tremendous amount on the solar panels, that can make the sale of the home a little bit trickier. Not everyone wants the solar panels. Everyone wants the efficiency of them and they want the power bill from them, but they don't necessarily want to be the ones that are obligated then to pay for them, if that makes sense. So consider that. Barbara, what tropical plants can be in the house with direct light? Ooh. So now you're so out of my element because I cannot keep anything alive. I don't really know. I will tell you, I'm a great landscaper. So if there's somebody that, you want some exterior plants, I would say if it's something on the inside, what is that one that Allie and I both...
The Monstero, whatever.
The Monstero?
I think it's called a Monstero, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really, really pretty. That one...
I'm trying to think what the name of it, what the actual given name of that.
It's text me later. But there's a plant that Alyssa had that was beautiful. It was big. And it was kind of an indoor-ish plant. And you could put it on your lanai if the lanai was shaded and covered. It doesn't really want the direct sunlight, outside, but it was actually really pretty. But at any rate, I don't really know. We'll have to figure out some for you.
It's a philodendron.
A philodendron.
It's a monstera, but it's a
monstera, philodendron. I do not know these things. I should have my mom on Coffee Time. She would know. Okay, so delicious and nutritious. Are homes that back up to conservation allowed to have privacy fencing down the sides of the yard and or an open rail in the back? That's a really good question. So first and foremost, you always have to check with your HOA, your covenant codes of restrictions, what they are going to be for fencing opportunities. There are some communities where they do not allow privacy fencing at all. Although most communities, and I do say most because this is true, most communities allow you either privacy fencing or the black open railing. If you back up to pond or conservation, lakes, things like that, generally the rule is you can have privacy on the side, but you have to have the black open railing on the back. However, there are some communities where if you're backing up to a lake, they also don't want you to have the privacy on the side because you are really blocking the view that other people have also paid for. Even if that view is across and over your fence and your yard, they're not looking into your yard, they're looking beyond your yard. That's part of what they're paying for. They're not, if their lot is 60 feet wide, they're not paying for just the 60 feet of a view behind them. They're trying to skirt it out a little bit. So I would say most definitely check with your HOA. In many, many, many cases, I have seen you be able to do privacy on the side and open railing on the back, but that's a really good question. So, yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of people do both, to be honest. Laura, the hand signal comment to Amy is going to be the best. Thank you. That was funny. When can we see your listing in Four Seasons from the Sunday Drive yesterday? I believe you can see it on
On the morrow.
On the morrow.
Tomorrow.
On the morrow. So tomorrow. It's a beautiful home, by the way. So let me know if you're interested in that one. Anybody, by the way. We'll talk a little bit about the listings too as we kind of go through them. But yeah, that one. See, here's the thing. This is what you can't see. Eric is directly in front of me, and he's standing there with all of his cords, gadgets, and gizmos, right? And he has this expression, and he's standing there, and God, we've been married a long time, because I'm like, it's breaking news, or is it you're just going to switch it up? Go ahead, take it.
Breaking news from
across the kitchen.
Georgia.
Oh.
Steele texted me and he's watching.
Oh,
so
Steele.
sent a text.
Hey, Steele. We love
There
you.
it is. He sent a picture of you on the thing.
Aww.
So that's our son-in-law. I thought you'd now, wasn't that worth breaking news?
I'm going to cry.
Yeah, we love him. Hey, Steele, we love you, buddy.
Okay. All right, hold on. Okay. So, but that was a good question. You can see the Four Seasons listing is going to go tomorrow. We'll show you that video as well as the Sunday Drive. So if you don't know about that, watch the Sunday Drive. We go through the Four Seasons community, 55 plus in Kissimmee, very close to Disney. Beautiful community by Kay Avnani, and it is in a closeout phase. And we have a listing in there. Fantastically priced, fantastic home, beautiful view from the back. It's a really good one. One more question, and then we're going to move on to some other stuff. Kim. Hey, Kim.
Good question.
It's a really good question.
For today.
Yeah, right? What should we expect our design center appointment? I'm so anxious about making all those decisions in a couple of hours. Yes, my friend, I totally get it. So here's the thing, like in all honesty, let your design person assist you through the process. The main thing for you and for anyone is I'm sure you already have some idea in your mind of what you want your kitchen to look like. You probably already know the color cabinets that you want. You probably already know what kind of flooring that you want. Those big pieces of your home are really truly the central piece, right? Centerpiece of it. So, pick your cabinets, pick your counters, and pick your flooring. Those are the three biggies. You want to make sure that you focus your whatever your design budget is on those three elements, because those are the three priciest pieces of it. So pick the cabinets you want, pick the counters you want, and pick the flooring that you want. If you need to, like if you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea the flooring was going to cost X amount of money, ask your design consultant, hey, do you have something similar like this in a lower level? And let them guide you. They know what their inventory is, right? They know what their entire like massive amount of design options are. So many times I've gone to a design center appointment and we're like, oh, this is a really good tile. And it's like, oh gosh, but let's like a level 5. And they're like, well, you know what? Here's this one that's in a level 2. Very, very similar color-wise. It's just going to be different. So use them. But my thing is focus. Cabinets, counters, flooring. Then the next thing would be, and again, builders are different. If you haven't already chosen things like canned lighting or LED lighting or additional lighting or pre-wires for pendants and things like that, sometimes that's done as a structural, sometimes it's done as a design. So confirm that you have all the lighting that you want. And then you can determine whether or not you want to go with lighting fixtures and faucets and hardware from the builder, or if you want to do that, post-closing and do that on your own. Sometimes those can be done a little bit more economical, but and backsplash, so again, cabinet, counter, flooring. My next thing is backsplash, actually. I just think it's easier if the builder does it from the beginning, because then it's all done seamlessly and it all looks good. And then deal with your lighting, deal with faucets and other fixtures like that. But anyway, good luck. Will you send me pictures? Kim, send me pictures as you go. I'm here. I got my phone on standby waiting for you. All right. That's exciting. Okay, so let's move on to, let's do wishes. I was there, my friend. Okay, so we have So this is funny. So Tammy and Hisham. Okay. So they get the little asterisk beside them because we already gave them a wishes last week, but it was a difficult one, guys. And here's the thing, and their situation. First of all, they bought a new home, they closed on the new home. That was fine, that was fabulous. They sold their existing home, and the closing was a nightmare. The closing took a week. We were supposed to close, and then it was a week later that we were able to close, and it was addendum after addendum after addendum after no communication, no communication, no communication. So we're saying congratulations because that sucker finally closed and funded, and we can go, we're done with that one. Thank you. But here's a lesson in that one, and this one is super important. And this is for all of us. First of all, the lender, the pre-approval that we got was from a local lender. Apparently, somehow in the financial aspect of it, that person was actually in California. So dear friends and loved ones, if you are purchasing a home in Florida, consider using either a Florida lender or at least someone on the East Coast who is going to pay attention to what time of day it is here. So in many cases during their particular nightmare, we're here 12 o'clock noon. We're waiting. We've had 3 hours, if not 4 hours worth of activity that could have happened, information that could have been provided, progress that could have been made. And they're still sleeping. They're not working. Yet, we're panicking because it's like 5 o'clock, end of our business day. Our banks are closing. Funding isn't going to be able to happen. And they're like, hey, it's only like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. We're like, well, it's not here. So point is, they closed. Big congratulations. We'll talk about that lending aspect if you're thinking about it. Please make sure you find a lender that works here. Carrie and Buck, they're closing on Friday. Beth, you are closing on Friday. Pam and John just closed the other day. Oh my gosh, their house is so beautiful. The view, they have like the sliders from the corner that just go away. Ah, gorgeous. So congratulations. Do we have a wishful too? We do, right?
We do, and this one's big.
Oh wait, wishful.
Did it not go?
It didn't go.
It didn't go.
You're gonna Daddy's gonna have to get it. He's not my daddy.
I like it when you call me Big Papa.
Good gracious. So here we go. So big congratulations here. So look at this. So first of all, there's no sound to this one, right? So
there's no sound.
Okay, cool. So this.
There they are.
There they are, Kathleen and Chris. Yes. So we're so excited. So first of all, they are with us. We consider them Heart and Home Orlando family. Yes. We did not assist them through the purchase of this beautiful home that is now or at least when it could be further along at this point, at the concrete block stage. But coincidentally, our clients are literally their next door neighbor. So as we were out taking drone footage for our clients, which are their next door neighbor, they had always wanted to see Eric work the drone. So I gave them a quick text and said, hey, Eric's heading out. I know it's late notice, but he's popping over to get some drone footage of our client, your neighbor, if you want to head over. So again, congratulations to everybody for that. So this is really, I think, honestly, it's fun for them because it's their home. They get this little bit of extra, fun kind of memories as the home is going under construction. But, for our clients next door, this is what we do for them as well. They all get a Flickr link. They get those photo and video updates periodically throughout the build process. Anyway, and so this is a beautiful community finally building in there. It's been well worth the 2-year wait, we hope, because it's been a long one for them to get going on it. So anyway, so can I stop it now or do I have to keep going? Okay, cool. Yeah, that was it. Cool. Perfect. Awesome. Anyway, so congratulations to everybody. If we missed you, I don't think I missed anybody. I tried really hard to make sure we didn't skip anybody in that, but lots coming up. Like I said, we got a couple closings this week. We've got people that are in town, actually are in town today. So we've got some more clients that we're going to be out and about with, showing them homes. And on that note, I think I'm going to go to I know a secret. Where's the secret? I see secret. Okay, so I have to tell you, every time I hear the intro music to that, I totally put on the hat and I start dancing internally, like the old me, the soul of me is dancing. I've got don't
do it.
No. No. It's I always like to do. Anyway, so
Coffee
I know
time after dark.
Okay. Oh my God, jeez, this is a bad one, dear. Okay, so where's the secret? Where's the secret? The video piece of it. Anyway.
There's no video piece of it.
Oh, I thought. Oh, we didn't. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So we have some information of 2 homes that are coming back on the market, meaning, and by the way, these are in Horizon West. These are bungalows with detached garages. So the first thing you need to know is it's a bungalow with a detached garage. So it's not a front load garage style home. However, it is right here in Horizon West, super close to shopping. One of them is on a corner home site, beautiful finishes on the inside. One of them specifically has the navy island with the white cat. Oh, it's beautiful. So I have all that information. It's another one of those situations where the clients are, and they're not my clients, this is builder information that was provided to me, that they know that those contracts are going to be canceling in the first part of August, back to that due diligence time, right? That the builder has a legal responsibility to provide them with their default thing. And, basically there's no way that unfortunately these clients, these people are going to be able to continue through with their purchase, which means those 2 homes are going to come back to the builder. So this is the inside scoop. So if you're looking, both of these are in the same community here in the Hamlin area in Horizon West. So if you're interested, we're probably talking in the high 5s for these. So keep that in mind and then text me or call me and I'll give you the inside scoop on that. Can't really advertise it yet other than telling you what I just told you. So anyway, so let's move on. Let's go to our back to school. You want to do that? So we have right here, these are officially out. We talked about it last week. Talked about it in one of the Sunday drives as well. These postcards officially hit mailboxes. We're super excited about this, guys, because the main thing I'm excited about is the scholarship piece of it. Where is it? Right there. I can't do it. Right there. The scholarship part of it. We're, like I said before, we're really excited and happy to be a part of this area and this community and supporting the businesses here and the schools here and just supporting our community however we can. So we have a scholarship contest for those juniors and seniors in Horizon High School. And then there's also another PTSO, it's called PTSO now. It was PTA when I was a kid, but whatever. Yeah. The PTSO for whoever is going to win the mascot contest. And this is totally in fun. This came about so just organically, so authentically. We were just talking about how cute these mascots are for the elementary schools here. So Eric and I did a mascot draft a couple Sunday drives ago, just totally for fun. And so my team are the Hamlin Huskies, the Water Spring Otters, and the Panther Lake Panthers. Eric has the Independence Eagles, the Summer Lake Gators, and the Keens Crossing Cougars. So we have our teams, and I think it's this week, right? We're going to do a little Instagram contest. So if you follow us on Instagram, or if you don't, please follow us on Instagram. And we're going to be doing little votes for these teams, and whichever logo wins, we're going to contribute $500 to that school's PTSO. And it's so by the way, if you live here, make this a thing. Like, call your people at your school and tell them to let people know, because hopefully $500 will help with something. So many of these schools are new or new-ish. So it's nice to not only have, parent support, but, I'm hopefully a little business contribution could be helpful as well. So we're excited about that. Yes? Are we excited about that? We are excited about that. All right. So that being said, thank you for, you get the scroll. I was like, what's happening? All right. I have one other one I want to talk about too. It's the EMD. It's the word of the day.
Oh, now come on, Amy, tell me what's the word.
Okay.
That singer is so good.
That singer is fabulous. That singer really reminds me of like a boy band type.
I think the singer was trying to do Cameo from the 80s.
Oh.
Ow. That's what I think he's probably going for.
Is he probably going for that?
Yeah, we hired him out of Los Angeles. No.
That was Eric. Yeah. Anyway, multi-talented. My husband, so multi-talented. Okay, so EMD. So EMD stands for Earnest Money Deposit. So an earnest money deposit is going to be required for either a resale home or for new construction. And I know we have talked about this before, but here's the angle that I'm going with this. If you are going new construction, you need to expect about 5% required, maybe 10%, just depending on the builder. If it's cash, it's usually a 20% earnest money deposit, new construction conversation. But I want to talk about resale for a little bit, because resale, if you're buying a home, if you are moving to Florida, if you're moving somewhere else, but here in our area, 1% is pretty much the minimum of what you should submit with your offer, in my opinion. There is no rule, there is no law, but it's kind of like an industry standard that, you know, the better, the higher the earnest money deposit, the stronger your offer looks to that seller. So when you come in below that, it can be a problem, or it can be something that's like, they're not really serious. They don't have a lot of money invested in the game. They don't have enough cash on hand. So it puts out a lot of warning signals in some cases. So you want to consider that. It's not always the case though, by the way. But the reason I mention that is because it is important for people to come into it expecting, well, what is it that I'm going to have to pay if I want to come to Florida? Amy, we want to go house hunting and we're going to put an offer on something. What should I expect to put down? You should expect to put down 1% or more, in my opinion. And it's not going to be the same for every person. It's not going to be the same for every home. It's not going to be the same for every situation. That's why you have a realtor guide you and assist you through the strategy of submitting your offer. If it is a cash purchase, you know, we're going to come in higher with that earnest money deposit because it's like, hey, it's cash, and look at all the money we've got to put that on that earnest money deposit. And that money is protected during your inspection period. So, you know, it's not like you're just willfully just throwing money away. It's all going toward the same pot at the end. But point is, if you come in town, please have funds available for at least a 1% earnest money deposit, and know that going into submitting your offer so that you can have your finances kind of tied up and prepped and ready. You know, because I mean, again, think about it. If it's a $500,000 home, you need $5,000. Like, you need that. If you don't have $5,000 saved up and ready, then, you know, you might want to rethink about, you know, are you able to do this right now? So anyway, so that is the word of the day, my friends. So yes, sir. Eric walked in. Oh, nothing this time? Nothing from Eric. Okay, let me move on to one other thing. Where are we? Let's do Zillow. We haven't done Zillow in a while, have we? Did we? We have not. We're going to do Zillow. Okay, I don't think we did this one before. If we did, we're doing it again. I've seen it, Eric's seen it, but every week we're like, did we do Zillow last week? So this one is it Bremen? Bremen, Alabama. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, just under 5,000 square feet, 4,900,000. But look at this. It is like a castle built on the side of a mountain or like a cliff. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love those arched windows. I mean, it's really, really, really beautiful. Did you tell me it's got a name, a special like castle?
Like the Smith Lake Castle.
Smith Lake Castle or something like that. But look at that. I mean, really beautiful. Look at the intricate, the staircase. Love the arches. If you know me, I always say that arches make me feel like the home is hugging you. And I know that sounds totally corny, but I don't care. I love arches. I don't care if architecturally they're outdated or if they're new and fancy. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I don't care what design trends there are. I love arches. I feel like it is encompassing. And I think that's what your home should be. It should be something that just feels like it's totally welcoming you and embracing you. That's a beautiful office. Allie would like that office with those built-ins. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's gorgeous. So if you're looking for a home in Alabama, just give me a call and I'd be happy to refer this one out to you, to somebody. Okay, cool. All right, moving on. Let's go back. So you said there was another question. Did you say that?
There is.
There is. Oh, Garrett, good morning. Let me pop him up because I like to pop him up because he's all the way from Wales. Hello. I love it when he joins in. Okay. Let me see. Where was I? Okay. You said there was another question. Oh, okay. Hold on. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Any new shows to watch? We'll go through that one in a minute, Rob. I don't see it. So anyway, so Eric said there was a question. So here's the thing. Because there's so many comments and things, I only search for it if it has a Q. And if I don't see it, then... It has a Q, so. All right, well, maybe it just has a Q. Anyway, so I think Eric said there was a question about...
Oh, no, it's weird.
Yep. See?
Okay.
See, I'm not stupid.
Well, anyway, they wanted an update on the...
Serenade
Innovation behind Encore Innovation.
Serenade Innovation behind Encore
Yes.
Innovation. They're still clearing and doing infrastructure.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. So I don't know. It was there. I mean, if you say it was there, I believe you. But yeah, so at the moment, it's still just moving dirt, as we call it. So just, moving stuff, grading, working on infrastructure. It'll be a while.
It was Jan from New Jersey.
That was Jan from New Jersey. Hey, Jan.
And I sincerely really don't know why.
I don't know. Well, maybe. Well, yeah. Anyway, sorry. If I'd have seen it, I'd have put it up there. Anyway, so yeah, no worries. Anyway, so
You put a colon. That's why.
well,
You just put a Q.
I got you. Anyway, so if you have any questions real quick before because it's almost 10 o'clock. So if you've got any last minute questions, let us know. Otherwise, I'm going to answer Rob's question, which is any new shows to watch. Okay, so I just watched A Man Called Otto. I just watched this, I don't know, 2 days. Was it last night? Oh, it was last night because I was crying. Yeah, so I know it's been on Netflix for a while, so you guys may have already watched it. I'm just a little slow to the game. I tend to watch series rather than movies. Not that I don't like movies or don't want to watch them. I think it's that I like to escape away into something and I come back to it. Like, because I have no life and no friends, I go to my Netflix series, and so I reconnect with my friends every night. Speaking of friends, Daryl and Jen, I hope you guys are feeling better.
Oh, yeah, I feel better.
Our friends, Daryl and Jen, they were over a few nights ago. Was it last week? I don't know. They came over. We had a great, hot dogs and hamburgers out, and now they're both sick. So we feel bad. I mean, not, wait, let me go back.
We didn't do it.
Not because
We
of the
didn't do it.
burgers and the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with that. But anyway, Jen wasn't feeling well, and then Daryl wasn't feeling well. So I hope you guys are feeling better if you're watching. If not, why are you not
I have a
watching?
question.
Yeah.
How much does Tom Hanks look like my dad in that picture?
Can I tell you? Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. So no, here's
Partly because I couldn't, because it looks like my dad.
it does look like your dad a lot. But here's the thing. So much of his personality reminded me of your dad.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're going to have to watch it later, and I'll be there with you to dry your tears. No, it was like, if you haven't seen it, first of all, it's a great movie, but go ahead.
This is going to be the segue of all segues. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this segue that's coming up. If anybody, why would you want to know? So my dad passed away, gosh, a long time ago, 15 years ago maybe, 2007. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to know, if you're like, gee, I wonder what Eric's dad was like, watch. What's the guy's name? Something and Marge Go Large. It's a semi-true story about. So Bryan Cranston plays a guy. He behaves exactly like my father.
The numbers guy, right?
Yeah. So, but is Larry and Marge? I'll have to look it up. Yeah. But so and so and Marge Go Large. That's about them gaming and winning the lottery. Ooh. Amy.
Ooh.
What's that segue? The Mega Millions is at 1.2 billion.
It won't go up there. It won't go up there. Here it is. There it is. You have to give it to you.
Well, no, you have a button too.
I have a button too.
So
Where's my button?
That's our ticket.
Mega Millions. Where's the Mega Millions? I don't see. Oh, there it is. I got it. Found it. All right. So you guys know our fun little lottery game. We never win. We never expect to. But what if? Isn't life nothing but a what if, right? You can dream and dream along with us. So we've yet to win this sucker, but we're doing it again. It is now at $1 billion. Is that right, Eric?
It's 1.2 billion. Yeah.
1.2 billion. Wow, Tuesday night. So if you comment in this whatever we're doing here, this thing,
or after the fact,
or
in
afterwards,
the video,
right?
Yeah.
Then you'll be. If we win, we keep half.
We're keeping half.
We're keeping half, and then you will divide the
Split
other
the
half.
rest
I think
equally,
we'll
yes.
all be okay at that point.
Yes.
Anyway, so. Those are the numbers. So if we win that, do you see how I said that? If we win that on Tuesday, it's going to be a great day. Also, you won't be able to find us because we'll have to leave. But we'll make sure we take care of you.
Yes, having just announced that we're holding a $1.2 billion ticket, we'll have to get out of town.
We will be leaving, but we are honest people. And those of you that know us know that we are completely honest.
But we'll still live stream from wherever we are, from an undisclosed location.
Ooh, yeah. Pretty cool. Anyway, okay. Market update. Yes, this is very important because Eric works very hard on this. And so does Forrest, actually. Forrest works really hard. So market update. Here we go on this. Okay, so we, because we're always cool and flashy like that. So the market update now is in a flip book that we can they download it? How does that work? Yes. But this is the market update, and this goes to all of the different villages here in Horizon West. It kind of, talks about each village specifically, individually, giving you that information. Forrest is our data analyst, happens to be our son too, also a handsome fella. He's so talented. I miss him. I'm going to see him soon though. But yeah, works very, very hard on keeping all of the information and the data like current and relevant. And that really helps us tremendously in being able to then get it to all of the people that need to or want to have the information. I think it's important. So again, all these different villages have their own specific page here in the market update. I'm going to switch over to this. Yes, honey?
And you can get that anytime at that web address that you can't go back to now without running the opening. But
oh, okay.
But heartandhomelender.com/market. And a couple things I wanted to say about what he does. And it's so helpful. And so we really we don't like to just say, a lot of realtors like to say that they're the most informed and most up to date in the market. We like to actually have you be the most important. So Forrest actually does the last 10s every week. He goes back and looks at the last 10 homes that were sold for $750,000 and over. Mm-hmm. Anything between $400 and $750, the last 10 sold, and the last 10 townhomes sold. Does that, goes and looks at every village in Horizon West and Horizon West overall, plus Claremont, all the places of Disney's backyard. He puts that into a document for us, and now we've built it so that document then spits out onto the internet, so you can get that up-to-date market info once a week, every week. I think it's the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I'm very, I'm in awe of my son doing cool stuff. So that's all I have to say about that.
No, it is. It's so incredibly helpful, and all of these things are things that you should expect. But there's a lot of people that don't go to the depths of that. And a lot of that is demonstrated in the fact that people are pricing their homes crazy, right? If they actually had and knew and believed the actual data, they would be able to advise their clients better. And I think that's really important. You know, and I'm going to digress here for a second. As a realtor, I know that people are like, oh, realtors and their commissions. Here's the thing. It is. I feel like we are paid generously, but you should earn that. And part of earning it isn't by what you do specifically for that one situation, but it's about all of this cumulatively speaking. And not just, sitting here with you on coffee time at Monday, but having that information accessible and it's real information. I'm not just making it up. I'm not just saying, oh, I like your home. It's really pretty. 800,000? No. You need to actually pay attention to what's going on, because that's what you hire a realtor for. It's for their knowledge of the market. It's for so many different things. But, first and foremost, liking a person is great, but the reality of it, and this is going to hurt my heart to say, but the reality of it, first of all, I love all my clients. And so after closing, when I get to hear from them again, it honestly, it makes me cry. My heart is so mushy gushy happy, and I love it. But I understand that there are some people like, Amy, you're great and all, but we bought the home, we're cool. But so to that point, sometimes people are like, they're just hiring that realtor to help them, guide them through the process, get the home or sell the home, and then be done. But there's a lot of people that don't pay attention to the actual data, that don't pay attention to the actual numbers or what's going on in the area or the community. I see it all the time. I look at listings and it drives me bonkers. When I look at listings here in my own area that are listed by other agents and the information is incorrect, and they're like, it's a no minimum lease period. I'm like, no, it's not. You have to have some basic understanding. And first of all, we're all human, so we all can make mistakes. So it's not a push on anybody, because I am certainly not perfect. I've had to go in and correct one of my own listings, but not by something that I should have known to begin with. It was, it was something I wouldn't have known. But anyway, point is, thank you for choosing us time and time again, and hopefully not only through this coffee time, but all the other social media aspects, but more importantly than the visual presence is what's happening behind the scenes that is actually validating our service to you. Hopefully that makes sense.
It does.
It does? Okay. Did I lose everybody? They're gone. They're like, oh my God, she's rambling again. Anyway,
can I give you one more breaking news?
You can give me one more breaking news.
Breaking news from across the counter, Amy. Julia has asked probably the most incisive and insightful question ever. So I want to make sure you get to that question before we leave today. Reporting from across the counter, I'm Eric Kidwell.
Okay, wait. Oh, this one? What is your favorite color, Amy?
Yeah.
Well, Julia, it is blue, actually. Blue is my favorite color. Although when it comes to, and this is interesting, blue is my favorite color, like for, you hear people like, I don't really care, Amy. Blue is my favorite color. But when it comes to business, I like red. When I had my dance studio in Virginia, our colors were red and black and like white and gray kind of thrown in. And wouldn't you know, Heart and Home Orlando kind of has the same color scheme with a little hint of blue thrown in because of my daughter Alyssa, who is very keen on corporate like coloring schematics. So anyway, that's a great question. Love it. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a quick double
more question.
I do.
That I need to answer. So
fine. I'm not.
Well, I know. Just
whatever.
Just
Okay.
look at the question.
All right, I'm going. Oh, can we subscribe? This one. Can we subscribe to the market report and have it delivered to via email?
Yes, as soon as I get good at my job. No, yes, that's absolutely a thing that we want to be able to do. I built the thing like last minute the other day, and so yes, we will add that feature to it that you can subscribe, but you can't yet. You just got to look out for it at the moment. But starting hopefully next week, you'll be able to go and hit, I want to subscribe to that.
Okay, I'm getting ready to say a word that I always struggle with. And I actually have pretty decent diction. Why can I not? Proprietary?
Proprietary.
Proprietary? Is that it?
Proprietary.
Proprietary. That information.
The word is proprietary.
Oh my gosh, what show was that?
Spelling bee.
Oh, spelling bee. Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I will say all of the stuff that we do, it's very important to just put that disclaimer out there because we do know that other realtors pay attention to this. They try to get their information from us. Totally fine. Welcome. Join us. But that information is our data. It is stuff that we have done. It is
proprietary. Well, I mean, now the data comes from the MLS.
No, it does.
But the way we put it together
the way
for
we
you
present
is
things
different.
is very much is very much Eric's vibe, and he and Forrest work incredibly hard on that. Alyssa works incredibly hard on all of the other aspects of the presentational aspects of things, which is great because that takes that off of our plate. Plus, we weren't as good at it as they are anyway. But it allows us the opportunity to focus on, the other things that we need to, which is, the client. So anyway, all right, guys, I think that is it. I think I have yacked enough. It is now 10:07 on July 31st. Next time I see you guys, it's going to be in August. Are you kidding me? Lots going on in August, by the way. Got to get our son off to college. I'm going early so I can, poor Forrest, all of the college stuff has gone to Forrest's house to stay with him so that I can pack it from Richmond, Virginia, as opposed to here. So I have to go early to take care of that and empty out his dining room of all the storage. We have move-in. We have a couple other things coming up. Elizabeth goes back to school. So big month for all of us, for all of you guys that have kids that are going back to school. And I feel for you. I know our hearts are kind of little torn at the moment. In some ways, we're like, yay, they're going back to school. In some ways, it's like, oh, they're going back to school. But at any rate, either way, we're here with you. So we will see you again on next Monday. We have a video for you tomorrow. We got more stuff happening, more Sunday drives. So anyway, lots going on as always. But with that note, guys, I got to get back to work. So this has been fun. I've enjoyed my coffee. I'm almost done with my Diet Coke. And we're on to our day. We love you guys. As always, where's the wrap up button? Hold on. I don't know where it is. He moves all my buttons. I can't see it. Anyway, as always, guys, please. Hold on.
We gotta have the wrap up button.
I know, but you tell me where the wrap up button.
So there's also a promo button that we want to hit more often because there's that. So
Oh, yes. Call me or text 407-848-8042, except not on Fridays. I mean, you can text me on Fridays, but just understand that on Fridays, you're going to, unless it's a 911. And again, Yanil knows my 911.
There's no wrap up button.
I'm right.
Hold on, I can do this. Maybe.
He too.
Maybe.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Yes, it does.
But anyway, as
It's
always,
important. There we go. Boom.
we appreciate you guys watching and joining our little chaos fest every Monday morning. See, we make people feel better about themselves because you got your stuff together.
Right.
And we're just a train wreck. Anyway,
I think I mentioned this one time before, but when I was at Walmart and someone stopped me and they're like, "Hey, it's you. You're the couple that fights." Like,
Don't fight.
we squabble a little bit, but like the little stuff. We're not going anywhere. It's been 30 years. Where are we going? But I thought it was funny that our brand is the couple that fight.
We do not fight.
I know, but it was funny.
We don't fight.
I'm sorry. I'll go get into my
We
cubby.
have to go. We've lost them.
Goodbye.
They've all gone away. Anyway, as always, please stay safe, stay well. Remember, we really do love you. Thank you for joining in, and we will see you guys next Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow and all those other days in between. Don't forget, call or text 407-848-8042. Where's the wrap up button? Where's the end? You're gonna have to figure it out. I'm just gonna sit here and do it. You see, you got it.
I don't know.
Anyway, he's gonna have to find the right button.
Goodbye.
All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you later.
It's coming. Hold on. It's
coming.